Every aspiring YouTuber's goal is to make six figures with their content. I know there's going to be people out there saying, well, I just do it for funsies. That's not true. If you were just doing it for funsies, you would never upload it to the internet, right? You would just send it directly to whom you want to see it. But in general, every YouTuber's goal is to make six figures. And it's a fair goal to shoot for, because just imagine if you can make six figures per year with your content. You wouldn't have to go to a job that you hate. You wouldn't have to spend a bunch of time in traffic. You wouldn't have to worry about paying bills. And so it's a fair goal. But I would say 99% of YouTubers never make it. And I believe the underlying reasons why these YouTubers never make that goal of six figures, is the 7 tiny habits that I'm going to share with you today. These are things that I picked up over time. These are things that I didn't know when I first wanted to be a YouTuber. So if you are an aspiring YouTuber, if you started your YouTube journey and you got frustrated because you didn't see the growth, if you are burnt out and you've taken a break, if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, watch this entire video, because this video is going to have some golden nuggets. It's going to have some really good tips and tricks. I think it's hopefully going to be eye-opening and motivating and encouraging, and maybe even a little bit, maybe kind of annoying. Like, hey, why didn't I think of this before? Why didn't I realize it? Now, you might have heard some of these tips before, probably not, but it's always good to hear those tips again and be reminded, just in case you forgot. And in fact, the fourth one I think is the most important tip, so make sure that you look out for it. Tip number 1, actually, before we get started, my name's Alston Godbolt, and I create content to help busy parents monetize their content without the YouTube Partner Program, without the TikTok Shop, and without AdSense. So I want you to get paid without having to get paid by the platforms. That's what I'm all about. If that's something that you're interested in, make sure that you share my content, subscribe if you want, but share my content to other parents that are busy, that want to start a side hustle that's going to be profitable and something that's not going to spend a bunch of time. They're not going to have to dictate their time and work a second job or a third job, right? So let's go ahead and get into these 7 tiny habits that regular YouTubers, let's get into the 7 tiny habits that turn regular YouTubers into six-figure creators. Number 1, post like a publisher and not like a performer. All too often, I believe that TikTokers aren't building systems. You should have a system. You should systematize your processes to make you more efficient. Okay? I want you to build a publishing schedule that people can set their clock to. Okay? When you build a publishing schedule, you build trust, you build repetition. It just helps with everything. It lets people know that you're serious about this, and you're not doing it just for funsies, right? One thing that I'm going to encourage you to do is to batch create everything. So batch create your entire process. Instead of sitting down and making one video, or instead of sitting down, coming up with one title idea, and then coming up with one script, and then one video, and then one editing, and then uploading it, start planning it out a little bit more. Pick a day. For me, it was on Fridays, where I would come up with scripts for the entire week. I would come up with YouTube video ideas for the entire week. Then I'd pick another day where I would come up with an outline, a framework. Like, this is an outline for a script. I don't write out my ideas word for word. And then pick another day where you can just edit, and pick another day to make videos. The reason why you should do this, and I've got no statistics to back it up, but when I do this, I feel more efficient, I feel more accomplished, and I feel like I'm not always on the content hamster wheel. And also, I can, when I'm batch creating things, I feel like I can make things feed off of each other. Instead of making one-off content and it feels disconjointed and herky-jerky, if you're doing everything at one time, it kind of flows. When you are thinking about writing scripts or making an outline, they flow together. They're more efficient. They're cohesive, right? When you are editing, you are in the editing mind state. You're in the editing mind frame. You already have all the windows and all the systems put up, so you don't have to constantly open and close. But I think that one of the most important things that you can do for yourself is to batch create, automate, and focus on consistency, right? Gone are the days where we can just create stuff on vibes. YouTube was all about the vibes 10, 15 years ago, but there's so much more content on YouTube. There's so many more people on YouTube seeing it as an opportunity that we have to be a little bit more strategic. So first thing that I want you to do, especially if you're a busy parent like me, post like a publisher and not like a performer. Number two, and I think this is really, really, really important, I want you to build something called a value ladder behind every video. I want you to make sure that all of your videos are about the same topics, the same niche, the same target audience. And I want you to build a plan for monetization that does not require the YouTube Partner Program. Because when I'm on Reddit, and I'm on Reddit a lot, I'll see people say, I'm really struggling. I only have 328 subscribers. I'm getting tons of views, but nobody is converting. I can't make any money doing this. And if you have a value ladder, if you have a way to monetize your content without having to worry about the YouTube Partner Program or AdSense, you won't get burnt out. You won't be frustrated. And what I mean by value ladder is a system, I'm big on systems, a system in place that will pay you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week based off of your target audience. I want you to start thinking about YouTube like the front end to a real business, because if you're creating content, you're a real business. Start creating content like YouTube is the front end of your business, and your purpose, your goal is to be able to help them more intimately off of the platform. You want to think about, okay, what are the other problems that my target audience needs? For example, if you're in the gaming niche and you play NBA 2K, I'm going to give you a few different examples across niches. Let's say you're in the gaming niche and you play NBA 2K. Okay, great. What are some of the other things that my target audience might want or need that I can create? Maybe I can create custom skins that I can sell. Maybe I can create custom guides. One of my favorite things to do growing up on Fridays was to go to Kmart here in town, and I would go to the electronics aisle and I would just read the gaming guides, the Mortal Kombat gaming guide I would read and try and remember the button combinations for the finishers so I could go back home and practice it and do it. You could create something like that. A few videos ago, I showed you how there are YouTube channels in the gaming niche, Madden more specifically, where they have a school community. They're earning monthly reoccurring they're earning monthly reoccurring revenue from 40 members paying them $10 a month, with them getting different guides for Madden. And you can do that too for your game. If you're in the cooking niche, you can provide exclusive cooking recipes. You can sell cooking templates, or you could sell a 30-day healthy meal planner instead of going to fast food. Again, if you're a busy parent like me, on Mondays, my daughter's got gymnastics. On Tuesdays, we got basketball. On Wednesdays, gymnastics. On Thursdays, something else. I could benefit from a healthy meal planner so that we're not picking up Culver's or McDonald's on the way home. So think about the other things that your target audience needs, and you can start selling those right away by putting a link in your description to that digital product. You can even put a pinned comment to that digital product. And don't feel guilty about selling, because we're selling stuff all day, every day. We're selling stuff with our thumbnail. We're selling stuff with our content, trying to keep people to watch, right? We're selling stuff in the background. You know, all of this stuff in the background is meant to show authority and expertise. This microphone I'm selling you, showing you that I've invested time, energy, and effort to learn the skills that we're learning. We're selling ourselves all day, every day. Don't feel guilty or feel like a sellout or whatever about selling a digital product. You can also do affiliate marketing right away if you're a YouTuber. That's just recommending different products and services. If you're in the cooking niche, you can recommend the different pots and pans that you're using. You can recommend like Blue Apron and some of those meal delivery services. If you are in the fitness niche, you could obviously recommend an online course if you don't already have one. I'd recommend you getting your own online course. You can recommend different fitness balls and weightlifting equipment, and anything and everything to help people solve their problem. So what you should be doing, and this will allow you to monetize from day one, is to create a digital product that you're selling on the front end, and then you can have upsells and downsells. That's a different story for a different day. But more importantly, you have access to your customer's name and email, and then you can sell them more help on the back end. because like I told my wife, every solution creates a new problem, and you can be that person to solve that. Okay, so that is number 2. Build a value ladder. Now, comment value ladder if you want me to create an exclusive video talking about value ladders, and I'll make a video just for you. Number 3 is to repurpose like a machine. You can take your videos and you can cut them up, chop them up in 300 different ways. Let me give you an example. This YouTube video will be cut up with Opus Pro. I'm not doing it. I am very transparent about me not doing all of the work all of the time. It's going to automatically be chopped up by Opus Pro. I am going to put this video on my TikTok and my YouTube Shorts channel, and probably even this channel maybe. When the videos get uploaded into TikTok automatically, they're going to be downloaded to a Google Drive, and then there are a bunch of different workflows and automations that turn that video into a Facebook post. It turns it into an Instagram image post. It turns it into a Twitter tweet. It turns it into a LinkedIn. It turns it into a LinkedIn like blog post. And all of those videos are being placed strategically around the internet. And oh, by the way, anytime I upload a brand new video, I have an automation, I have a workflow that sends it out to all of these different platforms, letting people know that I've got a new video, right? So, and in addition, and another thing, I can take the components of the video and turn it into an email. So what I want you to do, if you want to grow faster, start repurposing. Find different ways to repurpose your content so that you're not constantly on the internet. And bonus points if you can figure out how to automate it. Now, I've got a bunch of videos on this channel that talk about automation. I would encourage you to check those out. But again, it's all about not being online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I don't have time for that. And probably chances are you don't either. As a busy parent, you probably don't have time to just be on the internet. Okay. One of the most important things that you can do is repurpose. Oh, and by the way, I take my YouTube video, I have Chat AI turn it into a blog post. And so now I have a blog post, and I append my I append my YouTube video to the top, and then I upload the exact same video into Facebook, and I upload the exact same video into Spotify. So now I have a podcast where I'm literally everywhere. If you typed in Alston Godbolt, you'd probably see me on like 300 different things, but I guarantee you, I don't spend any time on the internet, right? I don't spend a lot of time on the internet uploading and downloading and all that stuff, because I've got automations and I've got systems in place that allow me to repurpose like a pro. So that is number 3. And number 4, I would say my most important tip, if you don't get anything else out of this video, and I think it's a thing that holds so many really good creators back. Done is better than perfect. I can't tell you how many times I've spoken with someone and they're frustrated with themselves. They might be frustrated with the course that they purchased, and it's because they're trying to be perfect. Whether they're trying to be perfect in their content, and I was the exact same way. It would take me literally hours to edit a video because I was trying to get out all of the ums and ahs and stutters and little impediments and ticks. It would take me hours. Nobody cares about that stuff. And if they cared about it, they're not going to watch your content. What you have to remember is, as I mentioned, done is better than perfect. You are going to be your harshest critic. You are going to look at your content critically. You're going to look at your sales pages critically. People see you because you're creating content. You have an elevated status. They feel like it's something that they can't do, and so they're going to give you more leeway. And it's even more so if you create like branded face-to-face content, people give you a little bit more leeway. They see you elevated, but oh look, this guy's a human being. He's regular, just like me, and so they like it. And in addition, I think being imperfect is even more important now in the world of AI, because AI is currently designed to be perfect. You know, there's no stutters, there's no ums, there's no ahs, there's no pregnant pauses, there's no people saying when creating content. People are going to yearn and want that more and more versus the polished AI perfectness of it. So be done. Get done with that video. And even more so if you're just getting started. If you don't have a video editor, or if you don't have 10 hours to dedicate to editing a video, get it out there. Let the world decide if it's good or not. The people that are going to tell you that it's not a good video, oftentimes you're just kind of jealous and wish they had the courage to upload videos like you are. People that are above you are never going to make a negative comment. For example, unless you're saying something derogatory or just plain wrong, I am never going to make a negative comment, because I know what it's like. I know what it's like being that creator with 500 subscribers and 8 views on my last video, just trying to figure it out. Frustrated because the algorithm hates me, or frustrated because I was sold a dream and it never came to fruition. The people that are above you understand where you are coming from, and they're never going to make a negative comment. But just get it done. Get it out into the world and let the world decide if it's good or not. Because chances are it's perfect the way it is. Oh, and by the way, my favorite new thing to say is you want to be like the iPhone. This is the iPhone Pro Max 14, I think. I don't know. When this iPhone was released, it wasn't perfect. This iPhone still isn't perfect. What Apple did and Tim Cook, what they did is they created a minimum viable product. The product is about 75% complete. Then they shipped it, right? And then as soon as I plugged in my phone and connected to the internet, it said you need to update it. That's what you should be doing. Start with where you are, get about 75% done, upload it, and work on improvements over time. Work on getting better over time, getting 1% better over time. But that is the most important tip I want to give to you, is done is better than perfect. Only you are overthinking your perfection, because chances are your content is as good enough. Number 5, create content for the human, not the algorithm. This is really, really important. Everyone is concerned about the algorithm. The algorithm hates me. The algorithm this, the algorithm that. The algorithm is solely based on the customer, on the consumer behavior. And so what I want you to do is to shift the way that you're thinking. Stop thinking about the algorithm. Think about the customer. Think about the viewer, the end user. What can I do? What can I create? What can I provide that will trigger the end user? And it's usually emotion. What kind of emotional state can I put them in that will force them to comment, to like, share, subscribe, to engage in some way, to leave a negative comment? Now, you're not wanting to just be a negative Nelly or trying to emotionally manipulate people, but you want to incorporate emotion into your content, either through your voice and excitement or through your messaging, to get people to trigger the algorithm, because that's a big thing. You want to trigger the algorithm. And triggering the algorithm is connecting with humans, making humans think or engage, or, as I mentioned, feel an emotion. Because when you do that, they're going to do all of those things. And they'll share that video. Like the video that I had 1.1 million views on this channel, it got a lot of people to comment and reply. Hey, I knew it. Thanks for sharing. I shared this video with 100 people because they need to see it too. Stop thinking about the algorithm and think about the human. How can I connect with the human on a deeper level? How can I get the human to think or feel something, whatever it is? But when you do that, that's when you trigger the algorithm. Okay? And also, bonus points, make sure you're talking to one person at a time. I know that YouTube has billions of people on the platform, but I want you to start talking to one person at a time. Say you, we, us, they, them, but talk to one person at a time. Stop saying, hey guys, you, hey, I want you to learn this. This is important for you. Stop saying it's important for you guys. It's important for you because makes it feel like you are talking to one person. We want to build one-to-one relationships, even though YouTube has billions of visitors. Even though you have 100,000 subscribers, you still want to build one-to-one relationships. So start incorporating you more and we and us versus you guys. Great. Number 5, track metrics that matter. What's really important is these algorithms, YouTube and these other places want us to focus on things that don't matter. They give us a YouTube play button for hitting 100,000 subscribers. That doesn't matter anymore. Subscribers don't matter. You want to think about your click-through rate for your thumbnails. You want to think about watch time, view duration. You want to think about things like that. Stop focusing solely on subscribers. You want to make sure that you are getting views, you're getting the right kind of views for your content. And that's what's most important. Focus on the age range, the demographic, so that you can speak to those people. Think about the desires that they want. And when you do that, you can speak to those desires, you can provide relevant information, and you will build a community. So stop worrying about subscribers. Subscriber count isn't important. It might feel like it's important, but it's no longer important. It was something that was important 20, maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago, but it doesn't matter. Click-through rate is what matters. Engagement rate are things that matter. The percent of people that watch the entire video, the average view duration, the number of people that are watching your video after the first 30 seconds. Those are important things, not some of those other things that they want you to chase. And even to some extent, views are kind of a vanity metric, because if you have 1 million views on a video, but it's not toward your target audience, they aren't going to watch. They're not going to watch all the way through. There's going to be a decreased watch time. The next thing that I want you to do, and this is really important, start studying titles like it's your job. Titles and tags are the two most important things that you've got to do to get people to win the click. You've got to win the click. You've got to earn the click. And titles and thumbnails are the two ways to get there. So spend time focusing on thumbnails. In fact, that video that I just mentioned that had over 1.1 million views and was responsible for my channel exploding a couple of years ago, what I did was I combined a popular title in one niche with a popular title that was in my niche. So the video was like, I tried it, make $7 every 60 seconds on autopilot, something like that. The I tried it came from another like entertainment niche where the guy he said, I tried staying in a 1-star hotel. I tried staying in the worst restaurant. I tried eating at a 1-star restaurant, kind of testing that. And I thought to myself, how can I bring that type of video to my niche? I said, well, why don't I just test out all of these different side hustles that people are claiming that work? And if you look on my video, it has 1 million views. It's solely responsible for me gaining like a ton of subscribers. I can't even tell you. But start studying thumbnails. Start scrolling YouTube with intent. Scroll YouTube as a creator and not like a consumer. Look at the title. What is it about this title that makes me want to click? What is the title? What is it about this title that makes me take a second look at the thumbnail? Start looking at those things together, and that'll help you be successful. And there's tons of softwares out there. I think there's a website called Creator Hooks that actually lets you know, it'll send you an email or a newsletter every single Monday with the most popular titles. So start looking at that, and then ask AI, ask ChatGPT, how can I combine the two? How can I adapt this framework to my niche? And in fact, the title that you see here is the exact same. It's what I did. Okay, is that it? Great. We have reached all 7. Let me know in the comment section which one resonates with you the most. Which one have you either forgotten about or you didn't realize was important? Let me know in the comment section, and of course, comment 24-minute club. I think these videos, they don't have a bunch of flash, but they have substance. And it's really important to get these types of videos and watch them all the way through. And I think that if you watch these and just implement 2 or 3 of the things that I mentioned, especially not trying to be perfect, having a value ladder, you'll be in a great position for being successful. I can't tell you how long it'll take you. I can't tell you when it'll happen, but I know that it'll happen because these are the habits. And if you look across the YouTube landscape, the big creators are doing all of these. They're selling a course on the back end, or they've got systems in place, right? I think about Ali Abdaal. I think about Think Media. I think about all these different guys and girls, men and women. They all have. They don't make one video at a time. They make 4 or 5. They, as I mentioned, they've got a little automation in the background where they're repurposing their content across multiple platforms. The big creators are doing this, and there's no reason why you can't do it too. So comment down below, 24-minute club. Make sure you let me know. Make sure you let me know that you stayed and that you're going to implement. Which of these you're going to implement, because that's really important. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.